Apologies for being late, but anyone that waited, I really, really want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really do apologize about that little minor delay. Just had to handle something, family situation. But then I'm thinking, though, you shouldn't be responsible for putting up times if you might be busy with whatever. But this is the type of stuff, though, that keeps me sane. But thank you all for being the Into the Void Ozzy Osbourne tribute. And I just want to start out, though, by saying with this show, because it dawned on me yesterday, Ozzy passed away. And it was, well, actually, no, he did his last concert and it was like, fuck, and then he passes. And, obvious, just human nature after a month, something, you start really, really, like looking into everything. And, I just want to say that I don't know. I come off the cuff. I love the band so much, and this channel here is for anyone to ever just come on and just talk to them. It'll never be monetized, like I said, and yeah, just Ozzy. Let's see what we got in the chat. These lives, I want everyone to know, though, are more for the people. I try to get to them and stuff like that. Because I appreciate everyone who gives the time. This touch screen isn't good. Chris, what's going on, buddy? Roll the bones. Chris, there he is from our Ozfest shows. Thanks for being here, my man. What's going on, brother? Appreciate you. There's Vaz. Great to see you. Witchy Woman. Great to see you again. Thanks for being back, Witchy Woman. Hope you had a great week. I've been looking forward to this since the last one. Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you. Who else we got? That's Vaz. I know I was late. You guys are in. Oh, my God. My old guitar player from Original Sin, Jamie Wood. What is going on? Thank you, man. Thanks for being here, James. Appreciate you. That's a brother, basically, from my same neighborhood, like best friend. And James, just so you know, too, I've been like talking to Dave, trying to meet up though with them and stuff like that, though. So we're gonna hang sometime. So we should get together, brother. But we'll talk about that after this. Chris's lives. I seen him on here last week, but I've never seen the only ones he does on his own. Got it. That was me for my tardiness. Apologies again. And Gino Elliott, what is going on? Gina, thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Jordan, what's going on, my man? Thank you. People who watch these lives like afterwards are probably like, is this going to be a show or just, but like, I have to say hi to everyone. It's impossible not to. How could, you guys are giving your time. What's going on, Briarly? I looked into that too, vinyl of the Osmosis. And when you look in like on Amazon, like 1,000, whatever, it has nothing to do with Ozzy's company and stuff like that. It's just because they're so rare and stuff like that. Yeah, I looked into that and they're quite pricey, but I'm sure if you just keep digging, you'll find the right one. Witchy Woman, right on. And I think we're all caught up. I'm doing great. All right. For first off, though, I just want to really thank, and this is my own footage, one of my great friends who does, because I'm in the true crime genre and as well. And I know I always mention this, but I mention it because this guy here, he has a page called History and Organized Crime, and he does incredible stuff. And I just reached out to him today, and I was just like, hey, man, since you live 10 minutes away from Ozzy, well, do you mind getting me some shots of the bench? And he couldn't find, though, at first, though, the Black Sabbath mural and all that. But I mean, CJ, thank you so much. He actually went to the bull, the Ozzy bull. I think that I put that up. And even though it's vertical, though, but still. Now, for him to take the time to do that for me and just send it to me, like, even though someone sending it out to you, it's not yours, why? Because you're not there. It's just filming out, but still to take that time to do that, my friend, thank you though very much. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Um, so I remember though in the beginning, because I felt bad because I was late. Now I remembered what I at least wanted to start the show off with though. But I've been watching like a lot of interviews with Ozzy, and especially like the ones I think in 2023 where he's talking to Pierce Morgan and next to Sharon and stuff. And he's like, I don't care if it kills me. I will get back up on that stage. And the pain that he was in, and just to hold on and just to do that, and just I don't, you almost find like a solace in, like, I mean, if the guy was in agony and pain, I mean, but he held on though for his fans. Like, it's just like, I don't know. I don't know. One other huge big time, not saying no one appreciates their fans, but like Ozzy legitimately loves his fans. And that's what kept him going. And it's just incredible. It's just like the whole story, just like, just incredible. And it like hits me in waves that time. And people might be like, well, you didn't personally know him, whatever. But it's just like, yeah, it's Ozzy though. He was always that constant, Nice, Ma. What's up, James? Nice, Ma and Hardy. We're hanging and said as well. So if anyone though see my post though today, I put up though the album Osmosis. And now listen, of course, I know every Ozzy album is great and it's fantastic, but my point though being though is that this album though right here, it's actually my third. So yeah, because I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't know what my favorite album. Probably Blizzard of Oz is my first, just because Mr. Crowley is the song that made me just start wanting to even play keyboards and learn music and all that stuff. But Diary of a Madman and the song Believer, just the whole fucking album, and the song Diary of a Madman, just unbelievable. But those two albums, and then this one's my favorite. And you can't argue on music. It's all perception. It's all perspective. It's all subjective. But that album there, and there's a backstory though to it too. With trust me, there's a lot of Ozzy music out there that hasn't been heard yet, and it would be great though to for if anyone would bring an album out from the grave, it would be the Ozmen. Any word about the name change of the airport? Birmingham has embraced. No, I did not though. Look into that. I'm doing good, Bones. I was checking your comments. How did that for us? Because he wanted to say goodbye in person. Amen. Yes, he did. And then, like, it's just unbelievable. Like, I rewatched the whole show and just, in that picture when he's like this, I should have put it here so I could just boom, put it up quick though, with just like giving the finger and like, he had to know, and it's just unbelievable. Any word on that new name of that airport? I do believe it's still though the same name. I know they're talking about in Birmingham, right? I could check that for you quick. I don't have like a producer or anything. I could just go boom, 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 pop it up. So forgive me. Birmingham Airport. And then boom, boom, boom. The petition, yeah. So this just came out. Well, no, that was until July. That was back in July. So yeah, it says since Ozzy Osbourne's death in July 2025, fans have launched a petition to rename his Birmingham Airport after the rock icon. Although the airport has acknowledged Osbourne's legacy, it has not confirmed to an official name change. So signatures go down, and it's are going around. Excuse me, Ozzy Osbourne Airport petition, close to 70,000 signatures. And when was this? This was, I'll get you the date right now. And that was July 22nd. So I'm sure, holy shit, we're past a month that, and a month and a quarter that. So there's probably well over, say, 6 figures on that. But still, like, because they're going to have to go through the political thing, all that type thing. But it's absolutely, though, deserving. And I just love, though, like my buddy who lives out there in Birmingham and sent me that footage I just put up. Like, you guys saw what they did with the everyone who left the flowers and everyone who left, they don't just throw them away. Like they mulched up the flowers and send it's a piece of it goes to Ozzy's grave and stuff like that. Just the way how Birmingham handled that is just unbelievable. Unbelievable. Gotta go, but come back later, but eat dinner. See ya. Thanks for being here. Always be early. So also too, I wanted to come on too, though, to talk. So this channel will always be the tribute to Ozzy, but when I come on live, I'd like to just talk to people back in the chat, or if anyone wants to come on live and just talk about Ozzy or whatever. But eventually, though, on my lives, besides the ones with Ozfest with Chris, when I come on live, it will maybe discuss like an album and like the stories behind that album and what everyone thinks of that album or this or that. And did I put that up? Let me check right for 1 second. I thought I did. Yeah, definitely. I want to do one though on No More Tears. 100% on that. And probably eventually just do one though on every album. And I'm talking about just the live streams though there. Yes, they were respectful of that. Yeah, I couldn't believe that when I saw that. That was fantastic. That was fantastic. Chris, man, last week was funny. She's like, close the closet. You're like, I don't give a fuck. Keep it. Oh, that was fun, man. And thank you for doing that, buddy. Thank you for taking all the time. Appreciate you. Hold on. Trying to get to the for a modern album. Patient number 9 was absolutely solid. Yeah, you know what? Because this is a tribute page, so I'll put up like what was your favorite like what album's better than this and blah blah blah. And the best answer is all of his albums are fantastic, of course. I'm just saying, if you really don't get truthfully honest and say, well, yeah, they all were the best, but was that as good as Diary of a Madman, Blizzard of Oz, Ultimate Sin? But maybe, yeah, maybe. I mean, it's just Ozzy. And what's so amazing about him too is like, how hard it is to stay relevant. He stayed relevant from the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, 2020s, and he's going to keep going to the 2000 eons, to the 3000s, 5. He's just going to keep going. And even all of his guitar players from like, with Randy and then with when Jakey Lee came, but just that, it wasn't like the hair metal at all, but it was more like, with what was going on during that scene, but tougher. And Jakey Lee was just unbelievable. And he had to fill in Randy Rhoads' shoes. So I could only imagine that pressure. And plus he's, playing with Ozzy, and he did a fantastic job. Killer of Giants is one of my favorite songs by far. And to do that. And then when Zacto came in though, and on No Rest for the Wicked, that's what I want to talk about, like all these albums, and always not, of course, always rest in peace, Ozzy Osbourne, but I want to celebrate the life and talk, with some peeps about some albums and just have some good music talk. And also too, I will, I got to put though, like a little money thing though, in my whatever though, but if you could stump me on an Ozzy Osbourne question, not right now, this second, so don't ask. I'm saying though, I'll set that up. Like if you could stump me on one though, I will give you $5. But that is not though right now, just so you know. So just that's fun though too, because I'm sure a lot of people will come on here and stump me. And what's great about being stumped? You just learn something new. But it's just fun. And there's no better album than you know what I mean? It's like I put the polls up to what 40% since like people think since 47% think this, that means that's good. That means it's the best album. No, it's the best album to you. Like we it's all subjective. So that's the beautiful thing though about music. Like you can't tell someone, no, this album's better. Yeah, no, this album's better. Like no, it's just. And the Patient number 9 right there, like Vaz say, it was really good. I finally listened to it the other day. Yeah, and that album took a while to work. And look at the players on that album. And there's footage of that album as well. I think even on YouTube that you can watch like the making of that album. And yeah, that was fantastic. Listen, I could listen to Ozzy, literally, like, put Twinkle Twinkle Little Star instead of C major, make it C minor and have Ozzy sing it, and it would be amazing. Like, it's just that voice. I can listen. Yeah, or even the major, the normal Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. I'd say that fucking sounds great. I'm partial to Blizzard and Diary. And Gina, the only reason why I am though is because it's like and like Revelation, Mother Earth. I mean, like Blizzard was unbelievable, and Diary, just that, and even that song and Believer and everything on that album is just they're just both. I just wish they were all one, but you can't. I don't think you could pick. I pick a better one. I only though pick Blizzard because when I first heard the keyboard intro to Mr. Crowley. And remember, I'm only 44, so that actually came out in 1980. So I didn't come out till 81 in May 13th. So you know what I mean? So I probably was like 4, 5, 6, probably when I heard it on the radio or whatever. And yeah, I fell in love with it. So I give the edge to Blizzard just because of that. But that's my own personal thing. That doesn't mean that's the reason. But I hear you. Did you pull Black Sabbath albums? No, because I didn't want to though. I'm going to pull. I see this is a live, but I'm just, me, I'm honest though. I'm not like, are you talking about like, with Ozzy, right? Not all of Black Sabbath? Because, what would you women ask? How many albums did Ozzy release? Well, that all though depends though. That you can't, if you're talking about those studio albums, it's completely though different. You can't. I'm not like with like memoir, like if not Memoirs of a Madman or like the Prince of Darkness box set, just like how Blizzard was a studio album. So yeah, Blizzard, Diary. You want to ask this now though, before though I put up the link like next week for the 5, but you might get me though. Only Ozzy. No, yes, yeah. That's what James. That's what I mean. Like I didn't want to go. I don't want to like who is better on this channel. You know what I mean? So exactly. Yeah. No, 100%. I will do that. I just been doing some Ozzy solo ones and just been throwing up some pictures and some great books, and the magazines that I got though were fantastic, except for this freaking. I know I always do it though, but People magazine, this broad right here. Excuse me, ladies, but Heidi Klum got more though, even though he got the cover though. And then the next day, I get this, and then you got Newsweek, literally covered all the way to cover with not even one ad page, like unbelievable job, all about Sabbath, like the whole rise, not just pictures and this and it. Like they did a good job. And then right there, you think you're done with it, and then you go like that, and then boom, and it's the best quote. I have a genuine love affair with my audience. When I'm on stage, they're not privileged to see me. It's a privilege for me to see them. Ozzy Osbourne. Hell of a job, Newsweek. I couldn't believe when I saw that after, because I saw that People one first, and I was like, what? But no disrespect to Dio at all. He's a fantastic singer. He's unbelievable, 100%. Kilo 19 says Black Sabbath wasn't really Black Sabbath with Dio. I mean, if you want, like my opinion doesn't mean that it's right, but what I'm saying is that whenever I hear Black Sabbath, it's Ozzy Osbourne, Tony Iommi, Geezer Butler, and Bill Wirt, like with LA. Yeah, but Heaven and Hell and all that was great and all that stuff, but like it was real good. If there wasn't Sabbath before that, and I heard that, I'd be like, wow, this and that. But to consider that in the same category of when Ozzy was there, I just like the more street, the more like it almost got arena to me, as opposed to just and Ozzy says it best. He's like, I'm so proud of the fact though that what we didn't get together from talent scouts or this or that. It was 4 guys from the same neighborhood who got together and boom. And but I agree. Like to me, that's who Sabbath is. But like when I hear Dio, I just hear like Dio. I don't even hear like Rainbow and all that. I just say like Dio. And when I hear his songs, like I love him. Like he's fantastic. He was fucking unbelievable. Not taking that away from him. all I'm trying to say is that when I hear Sabbath, though, it's Ozzy, Bill Ward, Geezer, and Tony. And that's just me. Other people could, I may be wrong. I mean, there's Ozzy, Black Sabbath, and Dio, Black Sabbath. Huge difference. Yeah. Yeah. But my point being, though, Gina, is like if someone if I'm just, hanging about and someone comes up to me and goes, Black Sabbath, like in my head, I'm not gonna, like in my mind, it's gonna go to Iommi Geezer and the original four, Tony and Oz, because that's just how, that's who I know of. And I know of the Dio stuff too. And I love it. And I love Iommi and I love all of them and all that. But I just think, and even their sound change, that's weird. You ever notice like when a lead singer leaves a band, like how a sound of the music though could change to in a different direction? Like, so even though they're not playing the instrument though, they still could influence the sound of it, because it was no coincidence. I believe that when he went solo that he became huge, so he was just king of the melody. He just was good. Like that was his thing, king of the melody, without a doubt. Roll the bones. I don't know. Ozzy has such unique vocals. Ronnie is a total legend for sure, but Ozzy's voice complements the instruments and vice versa. Oh, listen, if you're talking like school teaching, like who could sing better, like range, octaves, whatever, like operatic, like deal. But is that really true? Because what does better really mean? What is better? But the word better, what does that really serve at the end of the day? Because what if you like Ozzy's vocals though better? So why is the other guy better? Like, but I don't look, there's no competition, there's no whatever. I just think though that and plus you got to remember though, it's not the same. Listen to the tone, listen to how that sounds. It's completely different than when Ozzy though was with them. And with technical accent on and stuff, like towards the end though, started going like in that way. And then when Dio came, but Heaven Hell though is fantastic. I mean, it's unbelievable, but completely different. Completely by meaning that like just yeah, there's they're two separate bands in my eyes. Right, no one sounds like Ozzy. No, I always used to think, when people use like that, like yeah, like or electronic, like whatever. Like, to me, his voice is like electronica. I call it, without using like he just has like an electronical, like I don't know. It's just perfect. Point is, no one is better than anyone. Just we're all different. And amen. You just said it. Let me start at amen. Yep, it's all subjective. Yeah, art is subjective. And James, like back in the day, the Pink Floyd question, no, Waters or Gilmore, blah blah blah. Well, okay, both of them, because you needed them together to make what they made. So, but they're just, music arguments are fun at the time, but but that's what it boils down to. You can't convince anyone, who they're gonna like more or this or that. You could show someone and introduce something to someone, but you can't make up their mind. And what these guys on the side of their head and hear want to hear and appreciate and enjoy more. And I used to be that prick, don't get me wrong, like in my 20s, like, what do you fucking mean this band's better? Jamer, you know me. I was wild back then, but we went to grade school together. I definitely agree, Chris. Ozzy definitely had those special vocals, but I'll be back in a minute. That's what's up. Witchy woman. Like his wife Sharon said, you only have to hear one note to know it's Ozzy's voice. Yeah, exactly. Like literally one note. And what is one note? That's one note. One and not even the end. One. That's one note. One. And and there's other singers out there too. Like, think of other ones like, even ones you might not like, like if you hear them, you just know that it's distinct. I mean, Ozzy without doubt. Like Neil Young, it's Neil Young. Trying to think of another one. I mean, there's a lot. I'm just saying, as distinct though is if you ever seen the documentary, Not God Bless Ozzy Osbourne, I have it right here. because I have the other disc over there too. Well, this is God Bless Ozzy Osbourne when he turned 60, which is fantastic. When he walks up to Bill Ward and he's like, "We fucking made it, Bill." And it's a great documentary though. But oh my God, what was it called? There was this. I thought I had it. Maybe I don't. No, this DVD too, though. Black Sabbath, the end, fantastic. That was in Birmingham as well. Their final show. We've had wars over music. I'll believe it. I mean, creating it together because we were in a band together. We played, we played a lot of shows. Like that was fun, man. That was real fun. And yeah, we had a lot of wars. We had a lot of wars. Remember that when I fucking flipped over the board and I fucking went out? Yeah, yeah. Then I think like 10 days later, you guys all showed up at Choices to see how I was doing. I love you, buddy. I love you. When I first heard Therapy from Infectious, I knew it was Ozzy right away. Oh, yeah. And you know what? I just drew out like someone was saying like No More Tears this album, and I'm like, yeah, but it's obviously like better than like Black Rain. I caught myself making that comment, but then like if you like listen to the album Black Rain, like Trapdoor, the song Black Rain, just listen to Black Rain. I'm sure all of you have. I mean, I did that album is unbelievable, fantastic. Every one of them are fantastic. So going back though to the question that was asked to me about, but yeah, I don't think I'm trying to get away from your question either. About how many albums Ozzy had, though, it would be Blizzard of Oz, Diary of the Madman. Now listen, I'm not even going to count Speak at the Devil though. I'm saying though with just Do Not Be the Lives or whatever, and even though like Live and Loud's one of my favorite, or the Randy Tribute's one of my favorite, but just saying like with the studio, it's Blizzard, Diary, Bark at the Moon, Ultimate Sin, No Rest for the Wicked, No More Tears, Osmosis. Why do I always forget the name of this? And it gets me through. Yeah, Dreamers on it, Junkies on it. He's like this. It's a picture of him. I have it right here. Taking a cheat on that album, but you know what I'm talking about. Why can I think of that? I always think of the song though, it gets me through. But I do. I love the song Junkie on that. It's so good. I think do I have that up here? No, and you know what? I don't want anyone to tell me the name of that album because I'll figure that out because I should know that. But all right. So real quick, Blizzard, Diary, Bark the Moon, Ultimate Sin, No Rest for the Wicked, No More Tears, Osmosis. Oh my God! Then you know what I'm talking about. It gets me through and be the junkie and Dreamers on it and I thought someone said I was like, fuck, someone say me on it. Why can't I think of it? Because I keep thinking like, do you remember the single? It gets me through, yeah. Then and it starts to be yeah. And I just always think it gets me through, but it's not Back on Earth. That Back on Earth was a song that was after the Ozman Cometh, though. That was at the end of Ozman Cometh, though. That even though he talks about it himself on Howard Stern. It's funny about that. But even that song's great though too. But anyway, no, I have to know the name of that album. Like I don't accept myself to move forward without like, well, why can't I think of the name of the album? Because I was just playing on the piano yesterday and someone said it on the Instagram live and I forgot. And no help. Thanks, Chris. It's killing my head. And I know like how the fuck do I know that album? And I'm not looking up the question. It gets me through Ozzy Osbourne. Where's the album at? It's there. Hold on. Why can't I think of that album? This sound nuts I am. I get nuts with stuff like this, folks.
No brainer. If you got a new boat,
Yeah, well, we know that song. I love playing that thing. Oh my God. Down to earth. Shit. I always think it's down to earth. Sorry. So anyway, go back. Blizzard Diary Ultimate. Excuse me, the Blizzard Diary, Bark at the Moon, Ultimate Sin, No Rest for the Wicked, No More Tears, Osmosis, Down to Earth, Black Rain, Scream, Ordinary Man, Patient number 9. Am I wrong? I might be, to be honest with you. I might have missed one in there. I'm not even saying that like a dick. I honestly might. I don't know. And listen, I don't have an ego about like, oh, I know this, I know that. I just said that like as a joke though, just to, it's just a little fun, whatever. But I know my stuff though with it. I just love it's just fun. It's just fun conversation at the end of the day. And always a tribute to the band. Chris, you rocking next week? Are you ready next week, my man? I thought I put up a video of something about that. Oh yeah. Let's just take a break and watch this for a second. Legend. Held on for the people. I'm actually starting to shoot a horror movie end of next week. Oh, no shit. I didn't know that, but they should have let me know. I would talk to you though about that and stuff like that. But no, or if it just came out, that's great, man. I meant like you should have let me know, like if like, do you want any help with that, or if not, or I just want to know that, that's awesome. Chris is a real good friend of mine, and we, talks privately and stuff. So I'm actually starting. It's good for you, my man. Hey, Jen, are you really, Chris? All right, just checking their comments. All right, so basically, I wanted to say, like in the description, it says like like why Ozzy was so special, like to me, and we all know why he was like so special to you, and for me, he was just I don't know, like my dog died, Ozzy, and I know I said that before on the show and stuff like that, and died though this year, and I didn't care, and she was a girl, but I still named her Ozzy, and loved her to death for 13 years. Passes on me, and then when Ozzy's last show happened, I was like, oh, well, it's okay. I got solace. It's fitting. It was his last show, like when he passed, blah, blah, blah. And then when he passed, and then like, and now, and I'm not looking for sympathy, but now like my father, he's got the cancer and he's got like fucking, like, with not even 5-6 weeks. So it's just like, in my case, fuck 2025. So it's like I said before, I had a family emergency. That's why I was late. But at the end of the day, I'm a human that has feelings, and yeah, just going through a lot though with that family though stuff, but the show though must go on, and I'm here, and I don't want we all go through that. I'm just explaining my situation. I'm very transparent. Oh, fill us in when you can, Chris. Love horror movies. Yeah, no, well, without a doubt, and I will absolutely fill in on this channel and on Mind Over Madness, my man, without a doubt. Thank you, what you've been. Appreciate that a lot. But I want to go back up to the albums real quick. Right there. Sorry. All right, though. But yeah, some people could answer this question out in the comments. Here's because I used to do shorts like this, so why not ask during a live? Like I said, I come up with these off the cuff. They're lives. I do it, and anyone can come on with me, anyone. And man, I made a commitment to a time, and I'm sticking with that commitment. So, but like that's not planned out, whatever. There'll be shows and stuff that are pre-recorded, but this is just to the people here. It's your show as well. But I want to know if you had to pick one, what did you like better, Sabbath or Ozzy? Or do you consider it all one? I almost consider it's just all one. But like with Lemmy, he's like, oh, I like Ozzy solo though, and blah blah, and that's just the truth that's out there and stuff. But I don't think though that you wouldn't have the Ozzy solo though without those Sabbath though as well. And I'm not playing competition game here. I'm just playing, talk back and forth game here because there's no script here. Ozzy, hands down. I'll pray for your family. I'm a caregiver, and that's what I am right now, Gina, too. I can't hand out. All right. Thank you very much, Gina. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. Jack Wild. Don't even say it, buddy. That's an inside little thing on the Ozfest episode, too. I think you were throwing an inside joke at me right there. And that was funny, though. I was like, definitely even me when I said that. And you're like, oh, yeah. And then, you just spoke your mind. Just play it. I hate to say it because of Sabbath, but I keep Ozzy, bro. Past. They became a family. Oh, was that continuing? Excuse me. I agree with you, woman. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Past. And she wrote up there, patient. They become family. Past. Gina, I understand I used to be a caregiver and quite after my last page passed, they became family. Yeah. And the caregiving out there and anyone nurses or anyone who does any of that type of stuff, I don't. You got to salute you got to salute them, like a nurse, a caregiver, all that type of stuff. Because there's points where I don't get involved with situations where that are like a little too hairy. They're not. I'll be honest. When I have to step up on there, but I'm the only one that has to step up. I do that stuff, but I'm doing it for a man who I love, who's my father, and not flesh and blood. But just nurses, caregivers don't care if you're caregiving to other people, and that aren't family and stuff like that. That's like that takes an extraordinary human being. It really does, if you think about it. I prefer Sabbath, but Ozzy solo has better overall songwriting. My love to the coach. Thanks, Jamer, Coach Clem. Looking at one of the trophies over there, front center, my man. But basketball team back in the day. But it prefer Sabbath, yeah. But Ozzy Sodios also, yeah. Yeah, it's all different. It's different. It's like how do you categorize one? Because okay, you could take Black Sabbath, and you could take like the Jakey Lee era of Ozzy. Is that better than Black Sabbath? Some people are like, no. There's the Randy Rhoads. Those two albums, considered like Ozzy had different eras in a way. Like to me, Ozzy is just all one. Yeah, he's all one. He's the the constant. It's Ozzy. My point being though is that if you listen to his albums, like, like the music that's going on during the times of, of the century, of the era, all that. He stayed like right, like he didn't like he changed, like in like with that 80s. I'd say like 86 just with the Jakey Lee was the only time where it wasn't. I don't call it hair metal. I thought it was fantastic, but I'm saying like with the costume type and all that stuff, and he even says that. And but my point being though is like to stay that relevant though that many years though in a row, like there is only one constant. And when we say stuff, who's our favorite, we're not saying who's the best guitarist. We're saying who's our favorite guitarist. So there's, you know what I mean? Or who's our favorite, like, I love Steve Aldridge on drums. Like, like that's, and Randy Castillo, like he was RIP. Fantastic. If anyone ever seen that No More Tours and just, you know, that guy, he was fantastic. And that was with, that was him, Mike Inez, Zach Wild, and Ozzy, and that was their No More Tears era, and that was a great lineup, definitely a great lineup. Did I miss anyone in here? You already Loom, whatever you need. You already know Loom, whatever you need. Oh, thank you, my man. Witchy woman, thank you. I'm reading your comment. And listen, I wasn't looking for 17 stuff like that. I mean, I appreciate all that, but I understand. But a very wise man though said something to me, and maybe I don't mean to sound like vulgar or like blah 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 or this or that though, but like this could get like dark. But he was like, right, like because he wants to make this movie deal, and so I'm going out to New York City on Thursday, and but he wants to hit a home run though, so he wants the money for a woman. I mean, he's a stand up guy, and but he's like 3 days after you're gone, he's like nobody's gonna remember you, like and he's like, fuck, he's right, meaning like if you're not gonna pursue and do something or this or that, but he had a point. All of us want to do something fantastic, don't we? But to be honest with you, I'm only in competition with myself. I don't care about anything else. In competition with myself, meaning that I want to get better at editing. I want to get better at playing music. I want to get better at being a human being, being nicer, being a better human being. That's all I felt. That's all I care about. What do you got, Vlad? Sadly, I never listened to much Sabbath. I listened to more of his solo stuff. If you haven't listened to Sabbath, I suggest that go and get if you just get Master Reality, you'll be like boom. But actually, I just get the first album. I get Paranoid. I get or just this day and age. I know you could just listen to it though on the phone. But if you listen, I think you'll absolutely love them without a doubt. And you definitely heard some Sabbath. Like me, like you definitely heard War Pigs Out of Your Travels. You definitely heard Iron Man, songs like that are like radio friendly all the time. So, but dig into them, you'll love them. At least I'm not alone with you. Me too, guys. LOL, guys. LOL. My message, I understand that he's secure. Okay, just when I do that, and I watch me sometimes back, I'm like, I need to get another monitor right here because that's so annoying. But every time someone comments, I have to check. But yeah, we're going up on 46 though. We're probably gonna rock at least though for an hour. But what I want people to know though about this channel is this is not my channel. Like I know, I might have the email to it and I might run it, but I really mean that. Like, just imagine if you had a channel and you wanted to put something up where you wanted to come on and talk and you wanted to say something, like you are more than welcome to. That's what this is. And this is a non-monetized channel. It's just a tribute channel. And that's what it will always be. And I truly mean that. So anyone that ever wants to just come on and talk Ozzy, talk Sabbath, rip it up, just email right there at Ozzy Osbourne tribute page at gmail.com. And even to the point of someone like made a video and gave it to me, it was like I wasn't even in or whatever. And they're like, will you put that up? I'm like, yeah, I'll put it up. I don't need to be in the fucking video like at all. This is all tribute. This is all our page. And I truly mean that. And that, like I always say, I will never monetize on this page. So, all right, now let's talk some album though stuff. Jamer, if you're still there, remember that day though? That was when the chicken coop roof went down. That was the last night. Remember, the whole building came down. That was our last show. Used to the long black hair, way back. Because that was, well, Chemio was 04, 05. Well, that was the Prince Darkness box set here. That's when I had the hair. Remember, that was straight out of the Choices box again. Remember Melody, Crazy Melody? It was me and her who met Ozzy. I'm just laughing because it's all about Crazy Melody. And yeah, but what happened though there was that it was part of it wasn't a website, it was something. Yeah, it's like when you bought the box set, if someone got something in the box that you got to meet Ozzy, and I got it. And so I was able to go though and meet him and stuff like that though. But she was crazy. Jamer will tell you. And when I say crazy, I mean I'm like trying to run you over with a car, like the whole nine. And I never give a last name. She's doing good now. She converted. She's fine. I don't want to offend anyone. She's fine, but she was insane. All right. It's all in how each person in your life accomplishments, each other's sunbeams were made from fate. It's all in how each person in your life complements each other. Some bands were made from fate. Now, with that right there, Gina, I want to, honestly, I'm laughing at what Jamie just said. I wasn't laughing at you, but you just brought up a very good point, though, and a very good topic, real quick. If you don't mind me, though, just touch it on. We can have fun with this for a second. It's all in how each person in your life complements each other. Some bands were made from fate. I 100% agree with that. Like, if I don't know, like obviously Sabbath is one. Obviously, a lot of them, I guess, though, are. But I always said those bands, though, like like your like a Pink Floyd, like a Black Sabbath, but besides even the bands like that, like because I like a lot of like underground stuff. That's like there's good stuff from even way back. Why can't I think of their name? Joy Collection. That's it. I couldn't think for it for a second. No, I'm wrong, right? Why can I think Joy Division? Joy Division. Back then, I love that and stuff. So it doesn't mean though, just because you're in the limelight or whatever, that you're the best at all. But I'm just saying though, by fate, like think of this, Gina. If like this guy didn't go to this school, or if this guy didn't bump into this person, or if this guy, like, it doesn't take one person, like for a band, one person's gone, you can't even, like, your whole cheesesteak's dead. You know what I mean? That's the meat of the cheesesteak when one member's gone, because it's all on the ingredients. That's what makes the band the best. That's why when Bill Ward was with Sabbath, like during the end tour, I was like, fuck, where's Bill Ward? Uh, that was a missing ingredient. But my point though being though is you're 100% right. 100% right. And it makes you wonder though, Gina, if it's by fate, then that means that it happened though by accident. Because how about we'll take it to when Ozzy goes back and says, if it wasn't for my father buying me that PA system, I never would have, he goes, I wouldn't be sitting here with you right now. And he told that to Billy Morrison on their podcast together. So, because in Birmingham in those times, if you had a PA system, holy shit, like, you got a PA, boom, and I'm sure you know that. I'm just saying though that it's like, if it's fate, like was that's because his dad though would like broke though to do that. So it makes you wonder, it's like, because he always used to be like, my father used to always say two things to me: either I'll be in jail or I'm going to do something real special. So to buy him that PA system, because like it wasn't just like, oh, buy him the PA and then I'll go get the rest of the groceries and I'll pay the bills. Like he went broke to buy him that PA system. So his father believed in him. And I love it, like, because I deal with my father now, but I love like when like Ozzy though, like there's like, so I think like 3 videos. I put one up when he's like, it's on that Don't Blame Me DVD. He's like, I always just wanted my father proud of me. And was fucking awesome. I love that when he said that. Can you take a moment to acknowledge Zach Wilde and his role in turning a peach into the Horseman? And I remember Crazy Melody. Wait, can you take a moment to acknowledge the Zach Wilde and his role in turning Peach into a horse? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'll tell everyone. Excuse me. Let me tell you, I needed a sip of water, folks. Believe me, you're gonna love this story. And I hate saying folks. Everyone here who's live and with me. And there's OG Rube. What's up? Thank you for being here as well. And always stopping by, Rube. Always stopping by. I appreciate you. And also on the wrench front, Rube, over here, it's definitely not needed at all. But I just upped on that just in case. But on the Mind Over Matt, I'll send you something on the weekend though. But thank you though for being here, and I hope all is well, and I hope that you killed it in school. I have yet to talk to you about that. I haven't talked to you in a bit. Gina, Randy happened by accident as well as Zach. So here's what's crazy too. And yeah, well, I think that's sharing all of it. That means everyone involved. Like it was, you know what I mean? Like for it, it took all the moving pieces for all that to happen. Because when Don though introduced Randy to Ozzy, and he'd been listening to so many players prior, and he was drunk as fuck, and he listened. And he's like, "Come back tomorrow." He came back the next day, and his mother actually convinced him he wasn't even going to go to that. His mom was like, "Go to Dolores Rose." She was like convincing his mother. Excuse me, mother was convincing him, "No, go," because he was quiet, right, and he was also given lessons, because their family has the school. So Don introduces him. He goes, and then he comes back, and then he comes the next day, and then boom, right then and there, that's when they got together. So that's crazy. And then what happened to him is just devastating. 25 years old. I mean, and he was a musician that, you want to talk about, and anyone who plays an instrument will appreciate this. Like Ozzy used to always say every single time after a show, like we'd either be on the bus or we'd be like up at a hotel, partying, doing our thing. Randy would be in the bus, like with some like Hungarian guy, like learning Hungarian scales and this or that. And that he was all just about. He even told Ozzy at one time, he's like, "Hey, I got that rock star feel in stadiums and stuff like that. I want to get my degree." And I'm sure a lot of you know this. Like that's a musician right there. Because some people could just make it up to that top and then then they might get stale up there. They're not as hungry as anymore. Like think about it. Why are bands' first albums like the best? Metallica, real quick. Let's go to Kill 'Em All, right? Okay, so we got Kill 'Em All, and then we got Ride the Lightning, and then we got Master of Puppets, Justice for All, Black Album, and then went on. But what's that? Hold on. Randy was humble. As humble as can be, absolutely. And it just breaks my heart that he was 25 years old and that whole thing happened. And just imagine the music that we'd have. And you know what? That's kind of selfish, even if we didn't have it. I mean, what if he left Ozzy? Then hey, that's great, man. He gave us 2 monumental albums. Go live your life and have fun. But yeah, it sucks. And then he got Jake, which was incredible. And then he got and then Zach. And the way he got Zach too is crazy. You're right too, with the fate. Like he picked up there's a bunch of tape still sitting there in a picture. And Ozzy walked up to Zach Wilde and he's like, "I know you from somewhere." And Zach was thinking like maybe he knows me from like watching him at one of his shows. I was third row at Giant Stadium or some shit like that. And it's because Ozzy saw his picture looking at it. And then he ends up getting the part. And that's like movie shit. Because Zach Wilde's always like Thurman Munson from the Yankees. And I love the Yankees too. Thurman Munson from the Yankees was his favorite all-time player, and he equated it to he's like, this is like playing for the New York Yankees in music. Because I mean, it's just, could you imagine like your favorite band, the person that you idolize, next day, and you're a kid at that age, a kid. I mean, when I was that age, I'd be an idiot. I if I ever got a gig like that, I'd be thrown out and fucking that night, right, Jamer? Back in my 20s, I'm talking. My point being, though, is that Like that's like that. That's just like unbelievable. And came into his favorite band, and then started the BLS at Black Label Society. I see them numerous amounts of times. Those shows were so fucking fun. The intimate ones. I mean, besides second stage at Ozfest and sometimes on first stage, like when they play at the Croc Rock in Allentown, it's more intimate. Um, man, I love those intimate shows. Not too bad from work today, but wasn't gonna miss our boy. Thank you, my man. I appreciate you. Kilo Randy was, here's what's real weird, man. And I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm coming up on 4 years sobriety. Which will be November, the day before fucking Thanksgiving. Excuse my language. The day before Thanksgiving. From 2021. And my point though is that when I'm in my 20s, if someone said something about me or whatever, whether it was online or actually I get mad because they said it online because they didn't say it to my face, because I was just that drinking wild, whatever. But for him to be as humble as he was and who he was, and I just like I'm thinking back, like it's mind blowing. It's mind blowing away. Like way better human being than I ever will be. And at 25 years old, you think like when you're that age, about Sabbath, even though you weren't a fan of Sabbath, but it's Ozzy Osbourne. You make the fucking band. Like there's no like bravado. Like who's better, him or Eddie Van Halen? Who gives a fuck? Enjoy what you love. And that's more fan starting that type of shit and all that. And then that drives an artist to say something that it's just silly. But yeah, very humble. Forget the name of Zach's competition. He was a great player too. He thinks he didn't get it because he was left-handed. LOL too. I owe me like the guy that was going to get the gig before Zach. I would not know that off the top of my head because he already had other guitarists though. Like I'd speak at them, all that type of stuff. And then you got other guitarists in the future and John Holmes and all that type of stuff, who was also a student of Randy. But it's and also I don't know if you, I'm sure you guys, some of you will know, and if you don't know, I'll tell you. I told you earlier, like hopefully, man, we get more Ozzy music because before Osmosis actually came out, though, him and Steve Vai were working on something, and actually, like they wrote songs, and they're not mastered up and all that stuff, but I mean they recorded them, and then it got changed over to Zach being on guitar on Osmosis. Who was your favorite solo lineup, guys? My favorite solo lineup, besides though the original and the Blizzard and Diary, I'm just saying though, like in the past 20 years, like Ozzy live, live that I see that's selfish to me because I'm just thinking of like, me when I saw the live, but I would say I liked what it was, Mike Borden on drums. Although Newstead, I was at that show when Jason Newstead, man, played bass for him, and he killed it, and the bass was up higher too. I was like sixth row there too, tons of people there, and then the ATV accident happened. So it was right when Trujillo went over to everyone. I mean, he was unbelievable too. Mike Borden, Robert Trujillo, Zach Wild, great together. Trujillo also played in Black Label Society and Infectious Grooves beforehand, and Suicidal Tendencies and Metallica. Ozzy Osbourne, the Metallica. I mean, that's quite a impressive resume to have. Randy was huge on stage, great presence. He was really soft spoken and eloquent. I know. And Gina, did you ever see the videos of when he it's like sound check, and he's just like just going, but it's just like Ozzy said it best. He's like, with his solos, like think of Mr. Crowley's solo, think of any solo that he did. It's not just like, look how fast I am. Like you could hum them and you could whistle them. And that's just what was so unbelievable about him. Like anyone could just learn to scale and just be like, okay, I'm going to go down it. But I mean, it's just like each note, there's not like a filler note in all of his song. It's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. Oh, nice. Okay, thank you. You shaved? Are you talking to me, Chris? Yeah, I shaved. Yeah, folks, I got rolled. A lot of people just met me like 3 weeks ago, but I feel though like I have a responsibility to always say this, and I'll warm up to all you a lot better and be this or that though. But like, I really want though people out there to understand though that this channel here, anyone, please come on over if you want and throw videos. Come on, talk live. If you want to do a pre-record by yourself, interview with me on a stream, just email up and come on the show. Have a back and forth like me and Chris do on Ozfest. You know what, Chris? I might have Red actually on probably. Yeah, you know what? I'll have Red fill in with me on some on the weekly lives from my boy, a good friend from Philly. Jason is a freak machine, great bassist. Oh, don't even get me started. Listen, man, I know this is an Ozzy Osbourne tribute channel, but I mean, Metallica is part of the Ozzy family. I mean, Master of Puppets tour. I'm looking at how many bands Ozzy made, like, to take them on. He just did so much. But Newstead, I just think was, I mean, if you're going to replace someone with, Cliff Burton, I just think Jason was the perfect replacement. And his backup vocals and his energy on stage, like that guy was like the way his and like I think I forget how many he had neck surgery and some shit happened with his neck. I'm surprised his fucking head didn't fall off by fucking how many. Like I mean, this guy was his energy was just, and I just think that and it is what it is. I mean, I think ego is what killed that. He asked to all he said. Listen, man, listen, James. I have a side project called Echo Brain. I'm going to play that right now. It wasn't like Metallica was writing an album at the time and being Jason's like, no, I'm not writing with these. I'm going to do it. Like they're on a break. He's like, I'm just want to play with a side project, Echo Brain. And I mean, this is Metallica. And for Hetfield to feel worried at that time, it was an insecurity. I was insecure in life. I'm not going to put him down. I think Hetfield's a great guy. He learned, we all learn from mistakes, but that's what it was. And Newstead, I just think Metallica lost a very valuable asset when Newstead got fired. That's all I'm going to say on that. Fucking loved Thurman. Yeah, I didn't get to watch him live, but I've seen so many of the games as I was growing up. Yankee strong, Loam. My man. Love the Yanks. And that's what Zach Wildus does say. Because he always uses that Thurman once an analogy, and Zach's a huge Yankee fan. And same here. Zach's from Zach's from Jersey, and Yankee Stadium. Like we're both the same distance from Yankee Stadium. But Don Mattingly Day. See, this is what I hate when people say, "Oh yeah, you Yankees have all the World Series, Loomis." So you're a fucking fanboy or what do you call it? Not a guinea pig. What the fuck do you call that? This team's like they win so much. So let me cling to them. Why can't I think of the word? Thank you, my man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you very much, man. Thank you for saying that. Right here, though, I wanted to read Vaz's comments. Vaz, fucking love Thurman. Yeah, I did. And yeah, Yankee strong Loom. So the bandwagon, that's what I meant. People be like, oh, you like the Yankees because of the fucking bandwagon. No, I have a coat right there from fucking 19 fucking, if I could flip that. No, it's the Ozzy, but with the white stripes right there, where the ring light is. That coat's from freaking the Donnie Mattingly days. And I like the Yankees when, like, I was born in 81. We didn't win a championship until 96, 88, 96, 98, 99, 2000. The World Trade Center got hit, which was tragic. I was at Yankee Stadium the day before, but it was a day game. And next day, my brother's like, something hit the towers. And at first, I was just thinking it was a smaller plane that just, came out by the Hudson there. And then we're watching live, and the second one hit, and I'm like, holy fuck. That was fucking insane. But yeah. Thank you, my man. I appreciate you, Vaz. Thank you very much. Burton was next level though. And you know what I love though about Cliff though, man? That like with the pedals though, man, like he was just different. He was because I love classical music and I play classical piano. Like I just loved, and that's why I love the Randy Rhoads. And that's why I love the Randy Rhoads era though, because I just happen to I could play blues stuff, pentatonic, that type of stuff, but it's just what I like is classical. But exactly. Burton though, like he could like that. I mean, Orion. I mean, just unbelievable, and just the bass that he would do was just completely different. And then after the tragedy happened to him, it's just that you get this guy. He's like so thrilled that he could play with you. I just feel that you know, don't drown him out on Injustice for All. I want to hear the fucking bass. I can listen to Injustice for All more now. But believe me, Lars and James and them, they know that now. They look back at that and be like, we were fucking idiots. You know, it was all ego. We should have fucking mixed that album great and all that type of stuff. But also too, though, they were grieving over one of their best friends who just got killed, and they were kids too. I mean, kids. I still consider young 20s kids. That just probably means I'm getting old. Hey, grab salsa and I'll make some nachos. What did Gina say? Because I like when Gina says something because she has something. She's always smart. I agree. I 100% agree that conversations about who is better should stop. No one is better than anyone. I'm not trying to start a conversation about who is better. I was just asking the people in the chat who did they prefer to hear. It wasn't who's a better band. That's all I was saying, guys. It's all subjective. There is no one better, you know. But like when Jamie asked earlier about Sabbath, that's why I checked at first. I'm like, what? Like, yeah, Ozzy Sabbath. I'll talk about that, but I'm not gonna put a polls who's better, this or that on a live show. Like just talking like this, I asked who you like better, not who's better. That's a big difference. Big difference. And I understand if you misheard me, so I apologize, my man. Oh, what am I getting in trouble here now by everyone? Gina's like, I agree, Vaz. What, Vaz, were you talking to me, or are you talking about what I'm saying though? Like how people are like, who's there? Who's like? It doesn't matter. Like it's subjective, and everything Gina was saying was point on. There's no better than anyone. It's what that person likes. 100%. It was a preference question, not who's better, Vaz. It's the group collectively that went left field. Yes, thank you, Gina. And also, if you really listen to the fucking words that I am saying right now, I am saying, well, I hope you got me too, motherfucker, because I love you. But I'm saying that you could ask questions like, hey, Vaz, what did you like more, the ultimate sin or osmosis? It's okay. Now, if I was like, what's better? And then blah, blah, no, but anyone can ask, like, hey, what song do you like better? Do you like Revelation Mother Earth better than Mr. Crowley? Do you like Diary of a Madman, better than any fucking song out there? Believer. Do you like Junkie? Do you like No More Tears? Do you like you can't convince? So that's my whole point. And I think we all understand this. I think it's okay for us to say one is better than the other because it's our opinion, and I agree with that. And what I'm trying to say is, we're not like it's like there's a difference. If I feel like exactly what you woman, you're very wise. If I just said to you, this guy's fucking better than this guy, blah 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 blah. Okay, yeah, He is. To me, there's a billions and billions of other people out there with opinions and everything else out there. So, no. So what I just ask is, hey, what do you guys like prefer? What do you like better? That's not me trying to instigate something on, get a fight about who's better and who's not. Because the truth is nobody's better than anybody. It's just what people like, you know, and it's what you like. Okay. So let's say 70% of the population likes something, okay? And then Chris, you're part of the 30% that likes this other thing that's different. So that means the other thing that you like is wrong. Makes no sense. Opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one. No disrespect, witchy woman. um, well, Gina, let me ask you this, and I say this on other platforms that I do. And I think I told you this too, Chris. I think we both said this on the phone to each other the other night. We live in a world now where everyone has a voice. And when I'm saying everyone has a voice, um, besides just me, let's say like coming out here and talking and doing this tribute show for Ozzy and Sabbath, like everyone know who comments, everyone, it's those, there's just certain people that just abuse that though and just look for that reaction though off you. It's funny. And we live in a world though where everyone has a voice. I'm not saying that I deserve to have a voice and be speaking out. I'm not saying I'm qualified at all, but I'm not going to abuse it by just, I'm sure you see what's out there. Like from, it's stupid and it's ridiculous. And opinions start lots of fights. See, I'm just going to keep making t-shirt after t-shirt from your quotes, Gina. Jesus. My opinion is my opinion. Not everyone will agree with it. You want to know my line, Gina? My opinion is my fact. That's it. My opinion. People used to think that doesn't make sense. You're crazy, but yes, it does. My opinion is my fact. That's not me being egotistical or whatever. It's just being like that's my fact, not everyone else's. But opinions do start a lot of fights. I've seen a lot of people's fucking noses getting broke over opinions, especially in my 20s. Good opinions encourage good thinking. Yeah. And you want to know something about life? I grew up in a neighborhood. Hold on, Vaz. Always Loom. We love you too, brother. And totally, Gina. It's sad the music world just needs to come together and love music for what it is. Exactly, Vaz. And not say, oh, but there's this many people that dig, even if one person digs another band, nobody should discourage if someone's digging that. Like they'll leave it alone. It's just it all comes from ego, envy, jealousy, people that have insecurities that if they're just gonna come online and they're just gonna fucking spout out and be miserable, because think about that. I'm going through like a family hardship right now, but just my normal life, everything like that. I'm healthy, everything's going good, besides with, a family member. But I'm just saying in general, I just can never imagine myself just coming on and just being like, like it just starts like it. I just don't know where that mindset though comes from. Like even when I was a junkie out of my mind before I went to rehab 4 years ago, and I went into detox, I would still even pill sick out of my mind. I would still, if one of my friends bought a house, I would heart it and comment, congratulations. I just don't know where that hate though comes from. But when it does come, it just means you're going in the right direction and just keep going and do not respond back to it because that's what they want. They vicariously live through YouTube and they want you just to fucking buckle on it. And I remember when the towers were hit, I was walking into my 6th grade English class. Crazy day. Crazy day. Gina, yes, they do. Yes, they do. Same here, Chris. I was actually in this house at the time because I just came back to this house to help him. I was in this house. That was 2001. I was because I got when I was 18. I got out of high school in '99, so I was 20, 21, like 21ish. Well, it was September 22 actually. So I'm 22 years old, and like I said, I was at the Yankee game the day before, and all my friends though just ended up coming out to my house for some reason. Like right when we got out of high school, well, I moved to Florida, but then I came back from there, so yeah, it had to be 22ish. So everyone just come over and hang at my house, and it was just a weird day, man. I do remember though, man. I'm watching when that last plane hit, and then I heard the reports though that I'm not trying to get political here. This is a music channel, but when I heard though that plane though went down in Pennsylvania here, I ran outside like with my 380, and I'm like, listen, like thinking back, and I'm like, what the fuck? But I really was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, but yeah, I do remember that, and that happens everywhere in the world, though, man, which is insane too. Sad. It's true. Opinions do start fights. Unfortunately, there are people who think their opinion is the only one that's right, and that's the problem, though. And I'm going to tell you something though right now, witchy woman. Like I was telling my buddy James this though the other day, and if someone gets me on the Ozzy answer though, if they had though the I just have to put it in my Cash App card, and then I have to set up though the account thing though. But we'll make a little segment like that for fun. Why not? Stump Loom on an Ozzy question, but and win $5. Yeah, I missed that, Loom. Gina let me know. I had seen a comment about something along those lines. My bad. Here's what it all boils down to. It's ego. When you could finally, because this happened to me, and I truly believe that I got finally centered because I used drugs my whole entire life. I lost countless friends, a brother, everything in 2004, dead, found to drugs, and lost so many like friends I hung out with every day who I know my whole life. It was terrible, right? But it's the more that you just get and like you just said though, right here, opinions do for unfortunately there are people that opinions are at least for rights. The more though, like like that you just see like how fragile like life could be, how fragile this could be, this or that, and then like and then I had 1 foot forward, 1 foot backwards, never one in the center. So I was always really in there. So I needed something. I needed to take a Xanax or something just to calm down. And booze, it's just stupid shit. But finally, after I got sober and I wasn't an AA Bible banger and like anything like that. I'm not saying Bible banger. I'm saying like actually I shouldn't have said that. There wasn't AA. And it has nothing to do with AA. It's just the people in the room. But my point though being though is good people though around you. But I was forced into being the caregiver, which made me say, do I want to live a life where I'm going to be like, hey, is my dad going to be all right in 2 months, 2 weeks? Or today he's doing okay. Enjoy today. And like from so many days of that going by for a year and a half, it just naturally happened to me and feels great. So I have no ego, no whatever. And then if you ever notice too, Gina, if you say something and you correct someone, sometimes that they'll come back and be like, nah, blah, blah, or I can't tie. Like they can't even they can't just be like, oh, thank you for telling me that. Or if someone corrects you, they always have to go LOL because you didn't know. Like, okay, it's okay. It's okay if you don't know something, like when someone tells me, like if I say something and someone's like, Loomis, no, you were wrong about that Ozzy album. I'm going to say, yeah, I was wrong about it. Thank you. But I don't know. The world's not like that. I'm not saying, oh, look at my blah, blah, blah. I'm saying there's just people that don't think though that way. That I just think it's all egotistical. Vaz, unfortunately, the company is out of business, but I have sweatshirts and blankets with that saying. What saying? Where? Because I want one. I was 30. My daughter had just turned 1. It made me think of our horrible fate. Yeah, we're getting a little dark here on this one, but I don't know. I just love to learn to know the chat though when it comes in. Assholes live forever. You're only allowed to star 1 comment. I was only able to star 1 tonight, Gina, but you would have got more than that. But what shirt though? Because I want one. That's unfortunately. I already put that up. Well, Gina, before you go, let me know the shirt though. And look, I already went though 1 hour and 21 minutes. But so basically, what happened tonight is I had a big thing though planned that I wanted to talk about with Ozzy and just we met me and all that stuff. And but before I came on and I was late, something happened personal and it fucking put a little toll on me. So apologies though about that on that front. But like I said, though, the show though must go on, and I'm so grateful for all of you for giving the time to be, you're watching. That just means the world to me. So thank you for everyone for being here. The assholes won selling. Oh, she's. I didn't see that though. What do you mean the ass? I didn't see it talking about right opinion. Well, I know what you're saying. The opinions. I know the opinions are for right here. Opinions are. Are you talking about this shirt? Opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one. Like you have shirts with that saying on it. I didn't realize that you made shirts with that saying. So because you did have a couple other statements after that. So I was just curious. If it's a t-shirt, large. If it's like a hoodie or sweatshirt, extra large, please. 2X, I appreciate it. Baz, you're a big boy, tall boy on. Oh, well, Baz. Assholes live forever. Well, yeah. For sure, Loomis. Well, the thing with assholes too is like, and especially, and I'm not getting political, but yeah, I guess I'm gonna get political for a second, is that you can get a barrel of apples and you get 2 rotten ones in the bunch. And then but what the world does, media, even before people are tried or get arrested or this or that, they're already guilty. It's not instant before proven guilty anymore. And it's just yeah. And then, so that they blame everyone from the 2 rotten apples out of fucking 15 fucking like million. So I don't even know. I'm just getting aggravated with Pollock shit now. I always like that shirt with the hot dog on it that says, if I wanted to listen to an asshole, I just fart. I know the shirt you're talking about there. Chris, you like Johnny though? I had to support little Johnny Cash today with the finger. I had this shirt for like fucking 9 years. I was like, holy shit, I couldn't believe I fucking found this shirt. Because I don't, oh, hold on. What just happened? What the fuck? Dude, I fucking went like this. That's what the touch screens. I got to put this thing down, and it just knocked everything out. And I had to log back in. Apologies about that. Oh, bring this down to here because it was getting too close to the thing. Let me flatten this out. All right. What does this say? Use mic. All right. What we got? Love Johnny Cash. Yeah, like when people say country music, it's like you got to classify like what do you okay country how? Because Cash's country though is different though than like obviously than stuff that you would consider country that they used to put on the country channel and stuff. To me, it is like Cash was like that perfect mix. It was actually deep like country mixed with rock and roll, and he had soul, and he was fucking awesome and fantastic. Hilarious. Hell yeah. Johnny is a true country legend. One of the best songs, the one where I goes hurt myself today. Well, yeah, that's from Nine Inch Nails. And that's awesome, Gina. Yeah, he covered that from Trent Reznor from Nine Inch Nails. I heard the hurt version. But also too, though, check out this some of his solo, like all of his solo. He's fucking unbelievable. Pretty cool movie about him too. That what's his name played? Fucking. I'm not even gonna look at the screen. How could I? Joaquin Phoenix? I'm like, if I can't think of this, he stood his game up too from like way back, and he was always good, even back in Gladiator and stuff. And I mean, that motherfucker could act. Act. All right. Where are we at right here? All right. So with the No More Tears though episode that I'm doing, that I'm working on, will be in 2 parts, and it'll just be like mini documentary. You're not gonna see my ugly mug. It's just images, video, and just telling some like behind the story, behind you know, just different stories that you haven't though possibly heard before or whatnot. So stay tuned for that. They'll be just drop it as like pre-records and all that. And you know what? To be honest with all you is in my poll, everyone keeps though saying though, like, that's their album, No More Tears in it. But I got to keep remembering in the computer game too, we're in a young man's world. And there's a lot of I'm like, because I don't know about you guys, but time feels like it just fucking flew. Like I still feel like I'm fucking 12. Actually, I feel like I'm 6. But to be honest, like at least 23. I don't know about yous. But that's just the truth. But her company going out of business comment was about the company that made the assholes live forever shirts. No, I got that. No, I scrolled up. I got it though. Thank you, Vaz. Thank you. Gina, you laughing at me? I'm fucking brain dead. Don't fucking, don't shoot me. But going on an hour and a half, I want to thank you though, Aldo, for being here. This was just kind of different because I'm going to be honest with you, after what I was just doing, and then I got to deal with something I should have actually rescheduled this, but I made the commitment though to come on. So sorry I didn't stay on topic or anything like that, but I do though. Thank you though for coming on and giving me your time. I truly do appreciate it. Gina, thank you for being here. Vaz, Chris, every single one of you though that are out there. I just really appreciate your wisdom. Witch Woman, thank you very much. And every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Kilo, thank you very much. And Jamie Wood, OG Ruby, thank you very much as well. I know if I missed, if you don't mind me, it's fucking touchscreen. Yeah, no, I appreciate you watching, my man. Hold on, Loom, you're good. Don't worry about it, brother. We love you, and we will see you next time. I appreciate you saying that. No, I know. I'm just saying though that, like, I because listen, it boils down to their lives, and I'm just the type of human that's like, okay, if I'm going to do a show that's live, even if I put up though in the description like what I'm going to, which is what we're like talking about. We talked about, I wanted to talk about like what Ozzy meant to me, and that's what we were doing and talking before. But I can't help it that if someone is actually reaching out, I have to at least appreciate like that. Means that's why I don't like. I see people put cash apps up, which is fine, but I just am like, they're giving me their time to actually listen and watch. Like that just truly though means a lot. So thank you for real. And don't forget though. Actually, I shouldn't even say that because this is your fucking show too, and I can get you in on here whenever you want by yourself. If you want me to post pictures, if you want me to tag you in, but do whatever, just email me up, and I got you. This is not my show. I look forward to this every week. Oh, I really appreciate that, Gina. So Monday's working good though. Yeah, we got Kilo 19. Appreciate the streams coming through. Vaz, I love you, Vaz. And Vaz, I love though what you said because then you gave me an opportunity to know where I was coming from. There could never be, even if someone said this band's better than this band, you can't say no. You know what I mean? Why? Because someone else likes it better than that. So what's really the final answer. It's what we like. And that's that, you know. So I actually appreciate over speaking up and saying that. What do you got, Chris? Hell yeah, bro. I was listening to some Cash earlier. Johnny's the man. Dude, you know what I love doing? I love when I well up before I came down here when I lived up in the mountain. I go out in a glider in the back. I had a nice ranch house, like with I think it was 3 acres. And I'd go out back, man, and I'd fucking with the big black robe on and just put some Cash on and just go out back and just look up at the trees. And those were the days. Those were the days. Every day's the days. We just got to make them the days. Let's see. I didn't miss anyone. As I was just going to say that love how we all have became like a family too. Israel. I do, Gina. You know what though? That's what I want. My goal is listen. Okay, you're gonna scroll and you're gonna see an Ozzy Osbourne short, or you might see me saying like, but you might already know the stuff, but I might be like, this is how Black Sabbath got their name, and like I'll narrate and I'll make those little shorts. But what I really want to do here is to get a community of people to come into the live chats and really just start talking and having great discussions about not disrespecting everyone, but just talking about the albums and talking about the work and talking about the stories and that's that's what it's all about. Like this is just for the fans. This isn't something like, I started this channel 2 days before he passed away. I was going to start a channel though to tribute him though after his last show. And but what happened, sadly. So, but my point being is that that's the ultimate though goal, And yes, of course, I'll make some like little mini docs or whatever, but people just come in like a family and we just talk, and that's why my head goes like this a lot because that's what I appreciate everyone who talks or watches so much that I will never ignore you. I'm not that. I can't do it. LOL definitely is, but also great. And hell yeah, Kilo, and he always will. Oh, dude, Ozzy's gonna be bringing. Oh, I love that. That's a star comment. Boom. He'll be bringing people together. Always, always. And I love that you said that. That should be done. I wish I could stamp that on this thumbnail. That should be the name of this show. But the funny thing is, that people are gonna say Ozzy's still bringing people together 100 fucking years from now. Like, and that's beautiful. That is beautiful. Because I remember when I made this page, I was like, yeah, this is to keep the legacy. I'm like, yeah, like I'm really needed to keep the legacy of Oz. No, but then I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, no, this is what I want to talk about. If you looked at my Instagram, all I used to do was post about Ozzy. It was either Mafia, because I know a lot of gangsters, and I'm doing a documentary, and I'm good friends with the Buffalinos from the Irishman. And my point being though is that it was either put up a post of that or like Ozzy, Randy Rhoads, and like my man Red was on yesterday. He had the Road shirt on, and Chris from Roll the Bones podcast, he caught on to that, and he also though on his podcast talks to he does true crime stuff, but he also though does he's just open form. And he's got a great thing too, so check him out. Look at everyone saying later like I'm actually leaving. Gotchas. What if I want to fucking stay just to piss you off? Well, actually, you could just hit the off button and leave, actually. Duh. Sometimes I'm an idiot. Listen, Gina, I'm joking. I'm going though too. Alrighty, fam. I'm clocking out. See you all next week. Yeah, next week what I'm going to do next week is we're going to go topic. And if you guys don't mind, I might have I might have, I will have a guest, I believe, on. And we'll have a topic. If I do a show, let's say there's not even a guest, and I'll talk for 10, 15, 20 minutes, then we could go back talking. I'll drop a link too. If anyone like Chris, even if you want to pop on one of these just to say something for 5 minutes, Vaz, you want to pop on and say something for 2, like that's what I'm saying. but this is family. And God bless Ozzy Osbourne, because yes, he will always bring people together, and we're going to create a great family here. And I love doing these, and I appreciate you guys already so much. Every time I see your name, like say I saw Gene, I was like, yeah, and say I see Vaz, I'm like Vaz, like right before when I was running a couple of minutes late, like that shit means the world. Thank you, but let's keep it going. And everyone, happy Labor Day. Hope you all enjoyed. And I will see you. Well, I'll be dropping a video before next time I'm live, but I will see you next Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Love you all. Have a fantastic night. Good night.